live, we're live, we're live. I feel like I need a director in my ear, Gary, saying, and you are live. It's weird. Because, of course, you know, I worked in TV for years, so I still have the voices in my head sometimes. But anyway, that's the story.
We need like a little earpiece like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like I just walk around with this hanging out from when I'm in Sainsbury's. It's like that, actually. Do you know, here's a strange thing, Gary. On my last day of television, I opened my handbag and my earpiece had broken in half, and I had it for like 16 years and it literally snapped. And when I'd walked out of that TV place, I did think to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. I really want to just like full time with the business. And then when I got home, the earpiece was in half and I thought, there's your sign, Rachel. Yeah. There's your sign. Yeah. Anyway, hello, lovely YouTube. How are you this evening? Hello, lovely Gary. My name is Rachel. This is Gary Mills. Gary is the teacher. I am the student. We go live most Fridays at 5 o'clock and we do a little session. Last week we were talking about fashion and the sizings of clothing in the industry and what on earth is going on. We've had me doing French knots. We've had me threading a sewing machine. That's always a lot of fun. And then we have had me doing some arty things. And today we're going to be doing something arty. You can see from this camera, I have a pen, a pencil. No, I don't. I have a pen, some paper. Let's get the word right. I've got a mirror and I've been told to bring a towel. And then I was told to bring my face. So I've got no idea what Gary has got in store for me. But if you are not a regular, first of all, I'd love to say, please hit the buttons below. What I mean is the subscribe and the like button. We would love to have your company on a regular basis, but we'd love you to know when we're going live, and then you can watch us, you can join in, do some chatting. But if you do like our videos, it does help us swim in the algorithm, apparently. So please do like and subscribe. It would be lovely to have you here. And what we always do before our little tutorial is we do a bit of mindfulness. I do the time codes underneath. So if you are watching this and it's not live, there should be a time code underneath where you will see the exercise and the mindfulness. Because some people go, I don't want any of that stuff. I just want to get into the exercise. Some people might just come for the mindfulness, although I think they'd be crazy if they did, because we do go off on a tangent. But it's only a few minutes, so if you can stick around, you might learn something. But if not, you can hit the button below. And then we will be doing something arty today, something creative, something to do with self-portraits. I'm very intrigued. Anyway, off they go. Beep. Right, they've now gone off. For anybody who is sticking with us, I always give Gary a quote. And today, Gary, it's been a bit of a stressful day. As you know, I've had 1,000,001 things to do. Throwing a teenager who needs lifts here, there, and everywhere. And the rain, you have got a bit of a stressful day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to find this quote because I brought it up a second ago. And of course, now can I find it? Yes, I can. Here we go. So Gary, this is your quote for you to begin the discussion with. Are you ready? Okay. So this is from Winston Churchill. And he was talking about someone that he spoke to, but he said, when I look back on all these worries, I remember the story of the old man who said on his deathbed that he had had a lot of trouble in his life, most of which had never happened. Now, I think that's very, very true, isn't it? It's very true. How often do we, it's like today, when I knew I had all these things to do, you get so stressed and you worry. And the worst time to think about things is 3 o'clock in the morning because you just ruminate and you make all these stories. And that is so true that really, really in our life, how much of it actually comes true, how much of it happens. Yeah. And we stress about it.
Yeah. I mean, someone, I think it was one of my parents, probably, or could have been a grandparent. And one of their favorite sayings was, don't worry about bridges you've got to cross until you've got to cross them. Okay, yes. So imagine all these scenarios, which we do, don't we? We imagine a scenario happening. And in fact, me and you had a conversation the other day, and we're not going to bring this in to make it happen, but we're saying, oh, there's maybe in the wintertime we might have a few power cuts. And then I said, but then how are we going to talk to people on YouTube and Zoom if we have power cuts? And oh, we hadn't thought of that. So that is a really good example of almost like going across that bridge, and we've not even got there yet. Exactly. So making a scenario, getting stressed out about it, getting anxious, and it's not actually happening, and it may never happen. I'm not saying don't be completely ignorant of everything going around you, that there are possibilities, but they are only possibilities. They're not actually coming into our dimension now and actually happening now. They are possibilities. So there's no point in getting stressed out about them.
And I had a great phrase the other day, which I know is a little bit corny, but it does make sense when it says that, I can't remember exactly, but it was saying that if you are living in if you're worrying, you're living in the future. If you are, I think they use the word angry, or I don't know, upset or whatever it was, you're living in the past because you're thinking about things that have gone wrong potentially. But if you are at peace, you are living in the present. And then they said, the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. But it is so true. I liked that. If you are at peace, it means you're living in the present. And some people might go, well, my life is awful right now. But it's like, but if you can sit in it and not worry about things that are going to get worse or things that could go wrong to make this moment even worse, you're already in it. You know what's happening. So you've got to kind of come to terms with it. It's like I said to someone the other day, they were worrying about being late because they were late. And I said, look, they were on a journey. And I said, you're already late. There's nothing you can do about it. So just sit back in it. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the future when you get there. The past is gone and you're stressing about it. Just sit in it and go, okay, it is what it is. So yes, I absolutely agree.
And on that scenario, you've done what you possibly can in that scenario. You've informed someone, sorry, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to be late. You've done it. It's gone. You're then in the traffic and you're just going to get to your destination. Who knows when? But you have told the person that's expecting you, I'm in traffic. I'm going to be late. So what more can you do? You can't suddenly transport yourself there through thought or whatever. So yes, exactly. But go on.
I was just going to say, so the final thing to say then, Gary, is that's great advice. Let's not ruminate. Let's not worry. Let's not stress. Let's not think about the future because it all goes round in your head. So how do we bring ourselves to, to a peaceful moment? And it is just about grounding yourself. And I think that's where mindfulness comes in. And people might say, well, what is mindfulness? For me, a really simple technique for mindfulness is, because your brain can't do several things at one time. So to stop it from panicking and going off into a world that doesn't exist, just wherever you are, if you're at a chair, a table, in the car, well, not in the car because you're driving, but if you're sat somewhere, or if you're standing in a queue and you start panicking about, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, just literally stop, and I want you to hear what's going on around you. I want you to feel your feet on the floor. Are your feet cold? Does it feel solid? I want you to, maybe look at something in front of you and really look at that object. What's the color on that packet in the supermarket? What is that can of beans? What's the name on there? But you know what I mean? Just focus on what's happening right now. That's mindfulness. That's all it is. People think mindfulness is got to go to college and learn about it. Not really. It's just about mindful is about being in the moment and being full of that moment. That's mindfulness. Observing that moment. Exactly.
That's what it is. And so once you start to observe it through all your senses that you have, through smell, through your ears, through your eyes, then you come back into the time, like now, you're not off. The thing is, we're all given these amazing brains. And if I didn't have my imagination, how would I be creative? But sometimes that amazing brain, that imagination can work against you. And it has for me, as a creative person, sometimes I have to realize that is just my imagination, my creative brain working overtime. And I have to say, stop, because I don't need it now, because that is actually making me anxious, being the over creative on a scenario. I have to control that brain. I have to make it work when I want it to be creative and give me imagination. But there has to be a point where I have to know where to stop, because otherwise it would just run riot.
Exactly. So let's not run riot. Let's live in the moment, people.
Let's live in the moment
right now. And we're going to get creative right now. So let's begin our exercise. I should write down the time code because then I can put this up straight away. Otherwise, I have to watch the whole video.
Right, write that time code down.
9:38, apparently. 9:38 is when we go practical. Brilliant. So we've got the info and then we've got mindful. Fantastic. Okay, I'm on it. I'm so on it, Gary. Right then,
Okay.
so what we're going to do?
Right. Okay, Rachel. So I said last week, and I told you in the, I just messaged you in the week, and I said what I needed you to have was just, I want you to have just some plain paper. Could be any size, really. This is just out the photocopier. You need a black biro pen. So the two go together. You're going to draw something. But I like a black biro rather than a pencil, rather than something that you've got to rub out, because I just think that just stops the whole thing. So you don't want something you can rub out. So black biro, preferably, or
I don't have wine. It's water. Just in case anybody's looking at it, going, she's got a wine glass. No, it's water.
That's all right. Well, I've got my cup of tea because it's a tea time tutorial. So I've got my cup of tea. You've got a cup of tea. It's lovely. The other thing I wanted you to have was that it could be a tea towel, or it could be just a towel. Now that will come into play. That's going to come into play later.
All right.
And I want you, what we're going to do is we're just going to use our portraits. So I'm going to get you to look at yourself. We all look at ourselves in the mirror. And again, that's a great thing to do. You know, just spend some time looking at yourself. But we can do it on our phone. So when we can have our phone facing us.
Gary, I use the wrong side of the mirror, the magnifying one. Whoa! That's a shock. That's a shock.
So
since I just looked in there.
Okay. Now what I'm going to get you to do was something I used to do with my students when I was teaching them, and I still do now. And it's going to be a series of warm-up exercises. Very, very short. They're not going to go on for very long. And you're going to just do a self-portrait. Now, what I'm going to get you to do, and I can see you going, oh my God, I can't draw. But that's the whole
Two round eyes and a big smile.
It could be as stylized as you want, but it is just to get you used. So we all got a pen. And if I said, right, let's go off drawing, let's go and do some drawing now, but we're going to sit and draw maybe for 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. Okay. You'd be like, for a while, you'd be like trying to, one blank piece of paper. Where do I start my mark? What's going to happen? How big's my portrait going to be, or what I'm going to do? So we're not going to do that at all. We're just going to do very short. And in fact, these are going to be 30-second sort of blasts of you just getting some information down on a paper. And that's all it is. It's almost like if you were writing a letter to someone, it's just like getting those words down. You're just getting the information of a head, the eyes, maybe wearing the glasses, the length of the hair, the mouth, and it doesn't have to be so accurate. You know, it's
not going to be accurate.
But it's a great way. It's a great way of warming up. It's a great way of relaxing into drawing. It's a great way of having humor into drawing as well, because, you know, we shouldn't take this mark making and drawing so seriously. It's about having fun. It's about expressing ourselves. It's about communicating, as I said. A drawing is a communication to the world, to other people, to yourself. Okay, right. So you don't need the towel to start with. All you need is to look at your pretty face and to have the pen in your hand. Okay. And here I've got my I've got another phone here. I've got and I'm going to just put the timer, and I'm going to just set the timer into, right, we don't need to phone anyone. I'm going to put the timer to 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to put this up. Have you started?
No, I haven't started.
What are you doing?
I've started yet.
I'm going to see you on this screen down here, so I can see you. Right. Pen on the paper. Are you ready? 30 seconds. This is going to go quite quickly. Right, go. Hang on, go.
Oh, hello. Oh, my paper's moving now.
There we go.
Okay.
I love the speed of this drawing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good. Little nose in there. Little nose.
Nice.
Yeah, and then now I'm drawing the mouth. I wish I had. One that's filled with filler. No, I'm joking. Right, okay, that's that. No, hang on.
That's okay. Yeah.
Oh. There we are.
Quick, 30 seconds.
I thought I was
done. Right, stop that. Right. So that went really quick, didn't it? What can you get down in 30 seconds? All right, I'll give you. Put that piece of paper aside. Now, you know how quick 30 seconds is. So was you procrastinating? I don't think you did. You were there. You were eager to start. You were doing it.
I was in there.
Okay, so now you've sort of like, this is about hand muscle memory, eye and hand coordination. So I'm going to let you do that one more time.
Okay.
And this time you know what to expect. So you've got 30 seconds. Okay. So let's just get you started. Right, go.
Okay. I'm gonna oh, my face is a bit I'm not sure about that face shape. Right, okay, so I'm gonna down here. No, it's a bit of hair. Right, and then let's just do this to the nose. That. This is really looking like me, is it? Really, Rachel? But it's a face.
It is a face. It's looking quite good. I have given you a little bit extra time this time, so to really just to get you into that. You got your glasses. Are you looking at you're looking at yourself while you're drawing?
A little bit.
There you go. Not bad at all. More down this time.
Yeah, more down.
That's not bad. Right, let's turn
this. It doesn't look like me though, does it? Well, hopefully that doesn't look like me.
I love it. Right. Okay. This time you've got a new sheet of paper. Hopefully you've got enough sheets of paper.
Yes.
And these sheets of paper, just for anyone out there, we will use them again. We can use them for shopping lists. That's what I do. I put all the bits of scraps of paper. I make them into shopping lists later because that's really important.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Right, let's get you ready. Right, now, Rachel, this is going to throw into the mix a little bit. You're going to use your non-dominant hand. Don't tell me you can use both hands at the same time, because I know you can't. No. So you're now, and I think 30 seconds. I've been a bit mean, really. I'm going to just let me just cancel that. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to give you 45 seconds. And that will give you enough time. You've got to get used to using the left hand and try and coordinate the left hand. All right. So ready, steady, go. I'm
trying to look at my face. Oh, what on earth is going on here? This is really hard. Oh.
Very good.
Okay, so
24 seconds left.
Oh, what?
20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, there you go.
Right. Actually, right, turn that off. That, okay, it might have gone a little bit wibbly wobbly, but you've got down in your non-dominant hand just as much information as you have done before, haven't you?
Yeah.
And while you were doing that, just trying to get your non-dominant hand to work, you were totally absorbed in that. Your mind was not thinking about what you're going to cook for tea. I know that. It was really, you're really absorbed in what you're doing.
Throw something in a pan. It's very true.
Very true. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to get you to do. Okay. What do you think I'm going to get you to do with that towel, that tea towel?
I don't know.
So what are you going to do? This is called almost like the last exercise that you can do is what's called blind drawing. So yes, you could put, and I have done before, which is a bit disconcerting, is actually blindfolded my students. They didn't like it. They felt very vulnerable. So I had to think of other ways of delivering this blind teaching, because I think even if I said, right, start with your normal hand that you normally write with or draw with, is just look away. Just look away and draw. The temptation to then just take a quick glance where you are, and then you reposition the pen. So the thing is to take that away. So what you do is you are going to put your towel over the paper with your pen underneath it. So it's going to look a bit odd with this piece of towel moving around with your pen, but you've got to position. You are allowed, I'll say you are allowed to sort of just look under your towel where the pen is on the paper. So think about where you're going to start in this portrait. Where you're going to start? You're going to start at the top or the bottom or the face. don't worry about, you don't have to necessarily take the pen off the paper underneath. So you can just keep drawing.
All right.
And just do that. So think about, are you going to draw the face first? Are you going to do the hair? Are you going to, where do you need to make the most marks? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Are you so ready? Right, go.
Oh, I tell you what, this is good fun. It's good for a party, this actually.
It is a good party trick. It is. 20 seconds left, 19 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Are we ready?
Go on, let's have a look what you got under the towel.
Oh, my Lord.
I like it. I like it.
It's actually a little bit Picasso, isn't it? I mean, that
Exactly.
could go in a museum in a few years.
This is my question. Is this how Picasso, is this how he did his artwork?
I wonder if he did. Did he do? That'd be really insulting to the man, wouldn't it? He did it blindfolded. Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it?
What I like about this, Rachel, is I love those little, it's got much more character to this. There's like little eyes, like looking out on stalks, like on a cartoon, like this.
There is, hang on, let's just see, there is a look on. Wait a minute, hang on, like this.
You have become your own portrait.
That's actually that's the workings of my inner mind. They're right there. That's me on a daily basis, kind of like this. Oh, who am I?
But no, seriously, like you said, it makes a good party game, and it's really good fun. If you want to relax a group of people, though, maybe you've got a group going to an art group or something like that, and you've got to relax the room and get people just really relaxed about their art making, about having a bit of fun with the neighbour next to them. You could swap over, and I draw you, you draw me, and we could have done it that way as well, and that could have been quite fun as well. And they've shown each other like, oh, do I really look like that?
Yeah, can I tell you as well, Gary? Can I just tell you, I mean, today I have been so stressed because I've been so up against the clock trying to get this newsletter out. I've got the VIP club to go up tonight. I've got the loyalty club to go up tonight. I knew I had this to do with you. And I've been so I've been like this. And I just dropped my daughter off and she was like, what's the matter with you? I went, I can't. And then I've just done that. And I've actually really relaxed and had 15 minutes of laughter. And so, we were talking at the beginning about the mindfulness thing, weren't we? And we were saying about standing in the supermarket. But if you're at home and you are ruminating and procrastinating and just going a bit crazy, do something like this. Do something. And we've got other mindfulness exercises on our tea time tutorial. In fact, on our Instagram as well, we did the whole monkey motivation in February, didn't we? Lots of lovely exercises. But just do something like this. It just takes your mind away for 15 minutes and it just relaxes you. It's a really fun thing to do. And as you say, great party trick. But also I'm thinking, our next retreat next year, Gary, we could do something like this on the first night and get people to do really good fun.
Absolutely. Just some what we call icebreakers. And they're great for like getting groups together and like, let's have a bit of fun. And I think really it's, we all have this sort of like, we don't want to be seen to be silly or not get it right. And I think we have to let that go, because I think if you're a bit silly, I think it's much more fun for yourself if you don't mind making, don't mind being a bit silly or making a fool of yourself, having a go. Yeah. And again, it breaks barriers down, and then people approach you and think, oh, you're not got a wall up in front of your, or barrier, that you are able to do things like that. So yeah, let's it'd be nice if anyone else comes in and just gives a message. If they know any really good icebreakers that are slightly creative, like that one, then maybe Mark making, but maybe anything else that they might do that's slightly a creative project that they could let us know, and then we might put them in our retreats, which will be really good fun.
Yes, yeah, definitely. That's good fun. Brilliant. Oh, that's great. And you know what? My little wall of fame behind me. So she's going to have to go up there.
She is. You could even have a little bit of colour put in there if you've got a child.
I will. I'll get my colouring pens out. Have a little bit of colour. There we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Lovely, Rachel. Well done.
I enjoyed it. I do enjoy our little sessions, Gary. They do make me smile, and it's necessary in this world because there's a lot of stress. And so it's good to just have a break for 5-10 minutes. Just little exercises like that seem so silly, but actually they are really good fun. And anything creative is good for you, I think. In fact, I had to write something the other day about what we did here as a company, and I just sort of came up with this line that was, I think that creativity is the land of plenty, and it should be available to all. And that's what I said, that we do the classes that are paid for, but then we do things like this, which is just for our own time. We're not making any money on YouTube, as people know. I'm sure with YouTube you've got to have thousands and millions of subscribers and hours to make any money. We're not doing that. We're just having a little bit of fun on a Friday afternoon. So it's just nice if people can join us. So good stuff. Good stuff. Right, so time code. I've got to write in my time code now. Where is it? I've lost my paper now. Where's the original bit of paper with the time code on?
It's got one of your drawings on it. You've drawn on it.
I know, but it's in the corner. I can't see the time code. That's a bit weird. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'll find it. What are we doing next week?
We're going to be much more organised.
We're never organised. We say this every week that we're going to be organised. I know where the time codes are. I know where the time codes are, Gary.
Where are they?
They're on here.
They're on. I thought they were. I was like, but of course, right.
Yeah. No,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to do?
That?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to come up for you, all the viewers, some money-saving tips and some money-saving tips in sewing, textiles and art. I'm going to find and we're only going to just get this started because I think this could run and run and run, and we could do this several times. I'm going to come up with 3, and I've asking you, Rachel, to come up with 3. Any money-saving tips to do with sewing, quilting, anything to do with textiles and art as well. Yeah. You are allowed to ask any of your other tutors. So if any of the other tutors out there have any money-saving tips when they are sewing or creating their quilts, something that they might be doing that we could let everyone else know, I think that would be really good to do at this moment in time. So we're all very conscious of spending lots of money, or too much money, or money that we don't really need to spend. So so I'm going to find 3. You've got to find 3, and next week we will present those 3, and we can have a little discussion about them and how good they are, or other things you could do with them. And I would encourage anyone else, if anyone's viewing now or later, if you want to send us any of your tips and we use them in this little live broadcast, we'll give you a shout out, and then everyone will come and see you on your YouTube channel as well.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. So you could do that in the comments underneath this video, because we'll have a look, see if there's been anything left in the week. But also you could contact us on Instagram. If you go in the description box under this video, Gary's Instagram handle is there, which is Gary Mills Designs. Ours is CraftyMonkies. And if you just DM us, or whatever, tag us into something, and we will take your tip on board and pop it in the video. Yeah, good idea. I like it. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to asking my tutors as well. It'll be interesting to see what everybody comes up with. Something for the greater good. Something for the greater good. Yeah, fabulous. Well, thank you so much, lovely Gary, and thank you to our YouTubers. We've had a few people watching us along the way. Yeah, they are. They're here. They're in the room. No comments as yet. Hey, but I think you have to have a Gmail account to be able to comment on YouTube, which I did not realise. So I don't know what that is, but you do. But anyway, apparently, unless I got that wrong. So lovely YouTubers, we will see you next week, or do have a look in our tea time tutorial list. Or if you're a serious sewist, of course, there are so many amazing videos on the channel, blocks, projects, things to make, advice, everything is there, hundreds of videos. So do have a good old rummage around the YouTube channel. But lovely Gary, I'll be seeing you. Is it live next Friday? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah. Now it's the winter. We've got no plans, have we? Got no plans, no weddings to go to, no parties, not sitting in the garden drinking wine. No, nothing happening. So we'll be live next Friday. So I'm now going to end this live stream. So thank you to Gary. Thank you to you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ended.
Is it ended?